Hi everybody, this is our presentation on Aberystwyth Blue Lagoon, Pembrokeshire. I'm Rhys Mills, this is Zoe Russell and Kirsty West. I will be talking now about the features of the Blue Lagoon. What are the features? You have the lagoon itself, you also have the many fossil features surrounding the area. You also have the high cliffs and the man-made slate quarry, cottage ruins, the jumping platforms and the coastal paths, which stretch for about 25 miles in each direction. Site of special scientific interest. The lagoon itself is 25 metres deep according to the Pembrokeshire Coastal Survey. The beaches itself of the fossils are actually very historic, just due to the age of the fossils themselves. The slate quarry was abandoned during a flood in the early 20th century. It's a site of special scientific interest due to its inhabitants.
There's many different uses for the site. Here you can see the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series that came in 2012. This brought many people to the area, so it's making it more known. Seals regularly breed here, and that attracts people because some people like to go and watch seals. It's also a place for deep water divers because of the rare marine life that is in the bottom, and it's a place of scientific interest, so they want to know more about it. It can also be used for kayaking, so people can go around the coast, and then when the weather's bad, they go inside the Blue Lagoon for the shelter of it, or if they want to practice roles or whatever. It's also part of the Pembrokeshire National Park, and so lots of people go and take walks around it. And more specifically, what we're going to be talking about is the coasterian aspect. And as Rhys has already mentioned, people coaster off it because of the high cliffs and the jumping platforms.
Due to the destination that we want to be for coasteering in the Blue Lagoon, we need to traverse across the cliffs. To get there, this causes erosion on the cliffs and affects different ecosystems such as birds, limpets, mussels and barnacles. We affect these by ruining their nesting sites and by kicking them off, so we're ruining their habitats in a sense, and over time this can build up and build up and build up. But even though we're humans and we're affected, it's also affected by the natural environment, so things like weathering, the onion skin, freeze-fall, abrasion, attrition, solution. Along with the cliffs, we're also affecting kelp holdfasts. These are three-dimensional habitats for sea creatures, and by going through the sea and pulling on them, we're tugging them up and removing the habitats. So we're decreasing biodiversity by doing this. Affecting the kelp holdfasts also affect the food chain of the seals, because we're removing the habitats for the fish. They might find somewhere else, so then the seals won't have enough food. Then the seals come here for breeding in August. Also, in the Blue Lagoon, there's rare species such as sea squid and bristleworm. People go there to watch the Red Bull cliff diving, to jump on the cliffs, and they use GoPros and different materials and stuff. They might drop that in, so causing pollution and affecting the growth of these. Also, erosion of coastal pathways. To get there, we can't just go through the sea because people might not want to do it, so they keep on walking on it. And there's some conservation things that Rhys will talk about soon about all these things. There's more information about all this stuff in the leaflet that we've provided you at the start of the presentation.
Conservation measures pertinent to the site. Over the years, the Blue Lagoon has seen a rapid increase in visitors due to tourism. And last year, the Red Bull series came to this area, and with it brought many tourists to the site. 15 years ago, conservation was a major problem, and the National Trust decided to conserve this area of natural beauty. They did this by gravel paths to prevent further erosion from large numbers of people utilising the site. And what this does by putting gravel paths in stops us treading the man-made paths and widening them, causing erosion to the surrounding areas. Bridges to prevent erosion to rock due to unnecessary climbing. By having bridges, we don't have to erode the ends of the cliff edges, and this way we can just walk straight over them. Special marine life protection, as it is a special scientific site of interest due to the inhabitants in the actual water itself. This area is also protected by the National Trust permanently to preserve the natural features, animal and plant life, and most of the animal and plant life here is specific to the area, and so therefore it needs more protection from human activity.
There are further measures that we can take to conserve or improve the site. One of them is that we could make it an area of outstanding natural beauty. This would help to preserve it in its natural state. We could also make tidal defences to try and retain more of the beach and to prevent further erosion on the cliffs. We could also put signs in explaining about the natural wildlife that's there and how rare it is, and try and just make awareness of the importance of it. So that would hopefully stop people from wanting to throw litter and destroy it. We could also, on the path of litter, we could add bins, so there is somewhere to actually put the litter. And another thing we could do is, while we're taking clients out on activities, we could tell them about the wildlife and tell them what we should and shouldn't be doing to the environment, so that it's there for us in the future. And now Casey's going to tell you about how we can be more aware. Something I can say.
To make us more aware, the Blue Lagoon is part of the National Trust, and they have put forward codes of conduct, which are the Pembrokeshire Marine Code, Climate Access Agreements, Personal Watercraft Guidelines. These make sure individuals know that when they're out on their watercraft or they're kayaking, they're swimming, that they need to make sure that they don't disturb the wildlife. So when the seals are there, the watercrafts are not allowed anywhere near the seals to disturb their breeding. Also, the Climate Access Agreements, there's rare plants and rare species of birds that accommodate the cliffs, and we don't want to do anything towards them or affect them. So if someone wants to access these grounds to climb, they have to let the Countryside Council for Wales know, so that they know that they're on it, really. It also makes people aware of the other tourists in the area, so the noises and everything, they're not allowed to distract the tourists on the beach, the tourists climbing. So if they're in the water, they're not allowed to affect tourists, dolphins, seals, anything at all. And that's about it, really.
You're more than welcome to keep the leaflets. Thank you very much for listening.
And here are our references.
Is there any questions?
Yeah, actually, I'm really interested in the seals. When are they at the Blue Lagoon?
They come in August because it's their breeding season, so you'll see them around that time. But they come every now and again just to check everything, and they just swim around and stuff. So.
Is there quite a lot of them in the area?
There's normally just about 2 or 3 at one time. You never get more than that, but you'll see them around the coastline. But in Blue Lagoon itself, they'll only come in August to breed.
Sweet, thank you.
I have a question. Why did the Red Bull Championships use that particular location for their diving?
They picked it because of its depth, because it's 25 metres, and because they thought it's like a natural theatre, the way it's shaped, so there's plenty of room for spectators.
Why is the Blue Lagoon blue?
Well, despite the name, it's not actually blue. It's more of a greenish hue, and it's due to the mineral content in the water, which is released from the slate. Also, the slate gives it a nice kind of reflection from beneath when the sun's shining on it.
Thank you.